raise that year, you're already behind. For those of you that are retired, if you're not getting an increase of 2.13%, and you're not, all right, you're already behind. It's not happening. So I'm going to show you something called the Rule of 72, which should clear up a lot. The Rule of 72 says this is a guide to help your financial future, okay? Now, if you remember anything I said about today's presentation, make sure it's the Rule of 72. Matter of fact, all this I said, I hope you guys are taking notes, man, because this thing is this is some powerful information. If you let me see what's there. Yolanda, how are you, Yolanda? What's up? Brother Will Robinson, how are you? Tayshawn, how you doing? Tayshawn Dixon, Terry Baker, what's up? Okay, so this is like something that I've learned about this Rule of 72 that changed my outlook on numbers, okay? My outlook on numbers. And this is what the Rule of 72 says. It says you take an interest rate and write this down, and you can take this and check your bank account with it. You can take this and go to your bank teller. They probably say, I've never heard of the Rule of 72, right? But you can check, with your bank, and they probably won't even know. Most people won't even know. I've talked to a couple people that work at a bank, and they was like, I worked at a bank, and I never even knew that, But when you do the numbers yourself, you can pull a calculator out, and you'll see that this works, okay? You take an interest rate that you're receiving on your money. You divide that interest rate into this number, 72. The answer is the approximate number of years that it takes for your money to double. Nothing more, nothing less. And I specifically wanted to say that. Nothing more, nothing less, because you get people with certain types of certificates, degrees, or certain accountants, and I got some friends that accountant. I don't mean no hating on y'all. You only know what you know. You only know what you was taught. They try to make things more difficult, right? They try to say it's more to it. No, it's that simple. You take an interest rate that you're receiving on your money, you divide it into the number 72, and that tells you how many years $1 would turn into $2. That's all it is. Forget the taxes, forget the deferred stuff, the deferred taxes, and forget the 401ks and the deferred stuff. Forget all that. What you need to know is that if you divide your interest into 72, it's going to tell you how many years it's going to take for your money to double. All right? So, what I want to show you is that most people, and most of us living here in America, if you have a bank account, your bank savings account and checking account is giving you an interest rate of 1% or less. Okay? Now, just for my mathematics, I'm going to push the number up to 2 so I can divide 2 into 72. Right? Now, 2 goes into 72 36 times. All right? That means that every 36 years, every dollar that you have in the bank will turn into $2. Every 36 years, every dollar would turn into $2. All right? Forget the 1%, because the 1% is 72 years. Ain't nobody got time for that. Right? Let me go get my girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. Every 36 years, your money would double at 2%. Now, let me push this up to 3. And I'm going to show you an example. 3 divided into 72, you get 24. That means every 24 years, your money will double. Now, John Jester is going to gift you all, and I'm going to give you $1,000. All right? Bang. I'm going to give you $1,000, and I want you to put it into a account. I won't even say what type of account it is, but it's at 3%. All right? And I don't want you to touch it. Every 24 years, it's going to double. This is what happens when you do that. The first year is $1,000. The second year, it turns up to $2,000. I'm sorry, the 24th year, it goes to $2,000. So 24 years later, it doubles to $2,000. And then 24 years after that, it goes to $4,000. So you give them $1,000. 48 years later, you come back, you got $4,000. All right? This is what you get when you leave your money at the bank. All right? At 3% or anywhere at 3%. It doesn't even matter. Don't want to, just come down on the banks, but the banks really control the majority of the money. All right? Anywhere. This is what I want you to get. If you go move that money up to 6%, right? You divide 6 into 72, it goes every 12 times. That means every 12 years, your money is going to double. All right? Now, what does that look like? 12 years, the same $1,000 that you had at 3%, in 12 years is going to go to $2,000. In another 12 years is going to go to $4,000. And year 36 is going to go to $8,000. Year 48 is going to be $16,000. $16,000 at 6%. Okay? Not by working. You didn't work any hard for it. You just dropped that same $1,000 in that you did 48 years ago. Okay? The bank was going to originally give you 3%, but you negotiated and you said, look, give me 6% of my money. And know what they do? Now they got to give you $16,000. It gets powerful. If you go from 6% to 12%, the average person would probably say, hey, that number is going to be 32,000 when I go from 6% to 12%, right? Because you're doubling the 6 to the 12, you double the 16 to the 32. Watch what happens when you divide 12 into 72. It goes 6 times. That means every 6 years your money is going to double. Same $1,000 that you originally put in. Year 1 is 1,000. Year 6, 2,000. Year 12, 4,000. Year 18, 8,000. Year 24, 16,000. Year 30, $32,000. Year 36, 64,000. Year 42, 128,000. Year 48, $256,000. $256,000 for the same $1,000 that you was going to originally get $4,000 with. $256,000. This is life-changing. This can change your family. This can change your whole family generation just by going from 3% to 12%. From 3% to 12%. All right? What does the banks do? Banks, insurance companies, broker companies, what they do, they make $256,000. They cut you a check for $4,000 because you didn't know any better, right? And they made that off your money. All right? They make $252,000 off of your money. All right? They do this all the time with personal loans, car loans, credit cards, home equity lines of credit, second mortgages, first mortgages, businesses, real estate, Forex, the stock market, and more. They do this all the time. So always remember this rule of 72. Make sure you get the best interest on your money that you can. Just like you're trying to get the best interest rate when you're paying the bill, when you're getting the mortgage, when you're getting the credit card, you want to get as low as you can. You're doing the opposite. But when it's your money, in order to get your money to work for you, you got to get a higher interest rate. I hope that makes sense. You know, if that makes sense, man, you know, let me know in this chat. When you guys, if you're seeing this now, let me know in the chat, you know, that this makes sense because it's super duper important, man. So, let's see. Now, what you should also know is only a small portion of people in this population are lucky enough to get 12% a year, you know. There's only a small portion of people working in that arena, all right? Only a small portion. People, the banks are constantly getting your money in. We are so conditioned to putting our money there, they're just constantly making $252,000 off of our money, all right? But wait, all right? Remember this guy, Bob? But wait, there's more, right? Remember that? All right? Remember, we're talking about yearly, all right? 3% per year, 12% per year, all right? Did you know that there are people that are getting these results on a daily basis? 3% per day, 1% per day, 12% per day. There are people out there doing that, right? My hand raised, all right? And I'm one of them. Per day, okay? Per day, not per year, per day, all right? So I want to ask you a question. How many years have you been working? You know, depending upon how old you are, how many years have you been working? Have you worked? All right? Think about all the money, you know, that went into and came out of your bank account. Think about all the money that you deposited into your bank. Think about that. All those years that you've been working, or those few short years that you've been working. Think about that. How much money have you accumulated? All right? How much money have you grown, saved, multiplied? How much money? Here's a little example for you, showing you if you worked 5 years at $20,000, you would have earned $100,000. Of that $100,000, how much did you accumulate? How much did you save? How much did you grow? I put a question mark in there, right? Because it's for each individual there listening to me. All right? Whether you're listening to this live or you're listening on the playback. That question mark is for you to answer for yourself. At 10 years, $20,000 a year, that's $200,000 that you made over a 10-year period. All right? 5 years, if you make $40,000, that's $200,000 over 5 years. Over a 10-year period at $40,000, that's $400,000 that you made. Let's say you make $80,000 a year, right? And I know a lot of people that do, right? Right? $400,000 over 5 years. $400,000 over 5 years. Over a 10-year period, that's $800,000. All right? Those of you that have worked a long time and retired, if you made $50,000 a year, that's $1.5 million. If you made $80,000 a year, that's $2.4 million. All right? The biggest question you should be asking yourself is, where did the money go? All right? Where did the money go? All this talk right here, which is food for thought, I wanted to get into your head. I hope I at least tap something in there to make you at least think about where you're going, where you're headed, what road you're on, what street you're going down currently right now. You know, one thing I learned from Jim Rohn, he said, think about the past 5 years. And in those past 5 years, all those decisions that you made have led you right now to this spot where you are today. All right. And the great thing about this universe, all right, because it's powerful. This universe is so powerful, a lot of us don't even realize it, right? You can change the next 5 years. I hope you get that. The past 5 years, all the decisions that you made, the good and the bad luck, all right, all that stuff that happened has you right where you are right now. The beautiful thing about it is that you can change the next 5 years. But the key word is you. You can change the next 5 years. That's some food for thought for you. All right, a little disclaimer before I get further into numbers, because I've been talking about numbers today. I just want to be clear that I am not a CPA. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a tax preparer. I'm not a CTA. A CTA is a commodity trade advisor, okay, because I do mention stocks and the foreign exchange and stuff like that. Just want guys let you know I'm speaking clearly off of what I've learned as a young man. All right, what I've witnessed and what I am experiencing right now and what I have experienced. Okay, so I want you to know that what I'm talking to you about is things that I actually know. Okay, it's not theory. It's not academic theory. It's stuff that I know to be of the truth. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. And whenever you're doing any trading and stuff like that, you always want to keep in mind that there's money. You should use money that you can afford to lose. You know, you don't want to just be like when you go down to the casino and drop your rent on black, boom, right, or red, boom, you know, or playing blackjack. You know, I know people that have done that. They take their whole paychecks and went to the Atlantic City or somewhere, right, and just blew their whole paycheck. You shouldn't do that, all right? And that's not what we're going to be talking about, and that's not what we're going to teach you. So I would like to impact at least 12 lives, all right? We're going for 12 lives this month, looking for people that's looking to earn. I want to teach you, all right? I'm going to put you on a platform, and I'm going to personally coach you and teach you how you can make up to $2,000 per month, all right? If you want to do more, fine, you can do more, but first get to 2,000 before you can get to 3,000, before you can get to 4,000. Get to 2. Matter of fact, let's get to $1 first before we can even get to 2,000. But my goal is to get 12 people up to $2,000 per month. Then I'm going to personally guide and take you through, and then I'm going to continue and get more. Okay, so $12,000, $2,000 a month can make a difference in someone's lives. It can make a difference in catching up to with bills, paying off car loans, paying off student loans, medical bills, paying your rent, your mortgage, paying off your house, and positioning yourself to help other people. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for you to work an hour a day, 2 hours per day, maybe 3 days per week, you know, more if you have more. But if you don't have more, you know, 2 hours a day, 3 days per week, we'll make it work. All right. And you're going to be spending 1 hour studying. I'm going to have some studying for you and an hour charting, and I'll show you what that is once we get on board. All right. Now, in life, you have to remember there's only one thing that no one can take from you, and that is your skill set. The skills that you learn can no one take from you. Okay, you can keep those skill sets and you can take them wherever you go in this world. No one can take that from you. It's not like a certificate or a doctorate. Like you hear people saying, "Oh, we're going to revoke their doctorate, their license." You know, their when you have a skill set, all right, nobody can take that from you as long as you have that up here, as long as you have your wits. All right. With that said, I'm going to talk to you about getting some pips in your life. All right. Before I get some pips, let me see if I have anybody that have any questions. Carl Miller, what's up? Okay. What's up there, Elizabeth? How are you? All right. Good. Carol, Yolanda, Tishon, Will, Terry, Robin. All right. Lisa, Jeffrey, and Sonia. All right. So whoever's still there, I'm talking to you about getting some pips in your life. Okay. Not pimps. We ain't talking pimps. We talking pips. P-I-P-S. All right. A pip is, all right. Now, when I say pips, I don't mean pips like Glass Night and the Pips. I'm not talking about these type of pips. All right. Okay, Amy, in the house. All right. Glass Night and the Pips, that was a good group. We're not talking about those type of pips. We're going to be talking about pips that we use in our